Very good morning, everyone. Today, we are going to discuss the most important part of essay. We'll be discussing this most important part of essay in three videos. One will be about introduction. Second will be about main body of the essay. And third will be about conclusion of the essay. Now, why these three parts are important? Because in these three videos, I will be discussing actual writing style of your essay. Actually, what you should focus, and while discussing these things, also I will be discussing few simpler introduction. Why I won't be discussing very higher level of introduction? Because that is part of practice. You will get practice of writing very good introduction over a time period when you have that habit of practicing the essay. Today I will be discussing two simpler topics, and also I will be discussing how to write good introduction on those topics. And before, I will be discussing the theory of introduction. Now, let's start with how to write most effective introduction to score maximum marks in the essay. Now, a question could come to your mind, sir, why introduction is so much important? See, let us say we are two person, we are meeting for the first time. We don't know each other. Now, when we are meeting for first time, I will make my judgment, I will make my perception about you based on what you speak in first few lines, based on what you are wearing, based on your watch, based on your mobile, and based on the way you are behaving with me. Based on this first impression of our conversation is going to decide for how long we will be having what all kinds of relations and conversations in this particular time period. So that's why first impression. So same is the case. This introduction will create first impression of your writing in the minds of evaluator. So it is the introduction part which will decide the range of marks in the minds of evaluator. When he will read first 1.5 page of your essay, he will have an idea whether this person has understood the topic or not, whether this person is ready to write a good essay or not, what is the nature of this person, what is the attitude of this individual who is writing the essay, what is his thinking pattern. Everything will be made clear in the first 1.5 page of your introduction, and this person, this evaluator will decide how much marks I should give based on this first introduction. That's why introduction will make your first impression in the minds of evaluator. That's why when I was discussing about you in previous few lecture, I told you that when you're writing general studies paper 1, you should not miss first 2 to 3 questions on culture, which is being skipped by many students. Why? Because these questions on culture are the most important question which will make a long lasting impression in the minds of evaluator. Same is the case. This introduction is going to create a long lasting impression in the minds of evaluator about your thinking, about your genuinity, about your understanding, about your intellect. Whether this student has good articulation capacity or not, he has good thinking capacity or not, whether he has understanding of the topic or not, or most importantly, whether he is comprehensive in his or her thinking or not, will be decided based on your introduction. That's why, again, I repeat the same thing. You should focus more and more introduction in a very good manner if you want to score very good marks. So introduction is the most important part of your essay. Never, no one should miss the focus of introduction. Now, let's go for what this introduction is. First thing, as we have discussed, introduction of first 1.5 page will decide the range of your mark. That's what is more important. It decides the range of your marks. Second, what is the definition of introduction? The simple definition of introduction should reflect that you have understood the topic. What I am saying, what should be the core purpose of introduction? This introduction should reflect that you have understood the topic. You have understanding of that language. You have understanding of what is being asked in the topic. If it is reflected in first 1.5 page, it will decide the range of marks you are going to score. Then it should make your focus very clear about the topic. Now, what you are expected? You are expected to write introduction in first 150 pages. How you are expected to write? I will suggest you, if this is a page, on this particular page, first page and second half page, or if possible, you can write first 2 pages for front side and back side for introduction. So in this case, you should start writing introduction from this particular place. It is very simple. See, here you have to put the topic What is the name of the topic? Another important thing, when you are selecting your topic from that section, let us say section A. In that section, here you put, if possible, section A. Then here, let us say you are going to write third topic from section A. Here write number 3. Then here write the name of the topic and then start writing about this topic from this page. Now, on this particular page, you have to take care, you have to make a paragraph. Now, many a time a question comes to many students ask the question, sir, can I write essays in number format? Yes, definitely you can write essay in number format. Many of my friends had scored very good marks when they had written essay in number format. But my dear friends, essay is literary reflection of your personality. So when you are going to write essay, preferably it should be in a paragraph format. Right, and when you are changing a topic, you can like just put that topic on the front of, on the heading of the page, and you double underline the topic that you have changed the topic. Right, so this should be the front page of your essay. Then same should be written on back side. So first 1.5 page or first 2 pages should be completely dedicated to essay. But don't forget to write the number of your essay topic and don't forget to write the topic. It is given clearly in the UPSC instructions. If you fail to write number and the name of the topic, they will give you 0 marks. It has happened with many of my friends. They got penalties 0 marks. So number of the topic and name of the topic are very, very essential. It might have happened with many people that they did not write the number of the topic and still they got marks, but it is exception. That's why writing number and name of the topic is very, very essential. 150 words, first 1.5 page or first 2 pages should be dedicated to your introduction. Then second, it reflects essence of the topic. Remember, introduction must reflect essence of the topic. When I will be discussing examples of this topic, we'll come to know what is essence of the topic. Just first we'll go through the theory of this particular introduction. Then what you can use it to start introduction, what all points you can put to start your introduction. Many points can be used. You can use real life example, like examples of Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, Wangari Maathai, then Malala Yousafzai, or Attenborough, the recent Thunberg, that environmental activist. Then you can use, if you don't know the real life example, you can go for simple definition. See, giving simple definition in the introduction, many people feel it won't show how intellectual I am. But remember, writing simple definition is the most difficult task that intellectuals do. These simple definitions makes it possible for evaluator to understand whether this student has understood the topic or not. It means if you don't have real life example, you can start your introduction with a simple definition also. This will make mind very clear. Or you can use fable, anecdotes, right? Historical cases can be used. You can use a story. You can start with poem or important quotes, or you can start with analogy. Also, you can use current event, famous personalities, but the personalities should not be controversial. They should have universal acceptance personalities. Then examples from nature. This is the most effective way which is being used recently by students. They have started using examples from nature to express their understanding of the topic, or example from your daily walks of life, from media or all other dimensions. You can use these examples. Your introduction, now this is the correct definition of essay. Your introduction should reflect that you have understood the topic in a precise, exact and concise way. This is what I want to say. Your introduction should reflect that you have understood the topic in a precise, exact and concise manner. This is what is being expected of an introduction. So that's why remember, your introduction should reflect that you have understood the topic in a precise, exact and concise way. And just I told you what all points can be part of your essay. Then what things should be avoided in introduction so that you won't score very poor mark. Instead of what should be writing, I would suggest every UPSC aspirant should keep in mind what points should not be part of his introduction, because the points you are going to put in your essay in the introduction would create a negative image about your understanding. So what points should be avoided about the introduction? First, avoid negative introduction. Avoid negative introduction. Like you are starting an introduction with just like every bomb blast was there and these many people died, that happened. Avoid negative introduction. You are starting an introduction with bomb blast, rape cases, atrocities. This thing will create a bad image, I personally feel, about you. Then political and religious start should not be there, right? You should not have biases in your mind. Like if you are starting an essay about terrorism and you are giving example from particular religion and you are just saying that these particular things do not reflect religion is related with terrorism, it is wrong thing. When you are giving example about a religion and you are saying that it is not linked with terrorism, here itself shows that you are biased. Your thinking is biased. Though you are not showing it, you are biased. That's why avoid starting your introduction from a political figure, political personality, or do not start introduction with religious perspective. Then mudslinging in the beginning should be avoided. Using any kind of bad language in introduction should be avoided. Then pessimistic introduction should not be there. An introduction which is very negative in nature, which shows that there is despair, there is everywhere darkness is there, it should not be the part of your introduction, right? So pessimistic introduction should be avoided. Then complex language should not be used in the introduction. Many people use complex language to show their academic brilliance, to show their intellectual capacity. They want to show that we are superior, we are intellectual, and I am very intelligent and I want to impress evaluator with this complex language. Remember, complex language is never ever, what I would say, is never ever is never ever supported or is not favored by evaluator. Avoid complex language. Try to put introduction in a very simple language. Difficult and far away examples should not be used which are not known to people. Somewhere long in Siberia, a person whose name was this, don't use it. Try to use examples and all other things which are known to people. The next one, unknown, out of world, irrelevant quotes and poems should not be used. Very, very important. It is introduction. Unknown, out of the world, irrelevant quotes and poems should not be used. Irrelevant examples should be absolutely avoided. In introduction, try to keep as least, if possible, I would say just have only one example, nor maximum two examples, suggesting two sides of the topic. Don't go for more than two examples in your introduction. Then too many examples should be avoided. One-sided example and approaches should definitely be avoided. Definitely. Avoid casual examples in the beginning. Those examples which reflect your very casual approach, like a dog was going on the road and a bike came and it hit that dog. I went to that dog, I collected dog and took that dog to the hospital. This showed I have compassion. It is not expected. You are going to become a civil servant and your essay should reflect your civil service capacity. Your officer-like qualities must be reflected in your essay. Here you should have a larger thinking. Yes, saving or having compassion for that poor animal is a very good thing. But here you are expected to become an officer and you should show the larger policy picture about the animals. Avoid casual examples and avoid anti-constitutional stand. Like if you do not favor reservation, you should not start your answer by saying that reservation is a bad thing or whatever you want to say. Remember, you could have your stand, but that stand or that anti-constitutional stand, anti-values stand should not be reflected in your introduction. Like it happened many a time that you are affected by corruption at many places and you have very negative image about government and you start your introduction by saying that everywhere there is corruption. Then this is again a anti-values stand. You should not bring the stand into the essay. What should be used? A positive language, good language should be used. Clean introduction should be there. On first page, you have started writing the introduction and let us say you have written these things and you are scratching these things, then all the and pen you are using. This should not look in this a shabby manner. Use a pen which do not leave ink at other sides of that particular question paper. Don't rub the words at many times as you want and don't scratch the sentences. First, think very properly. Your first 2 pages should not have a single scratch on the introduction. I repeat once again, your first page should not have a single scratch on the introduction is the most important thing. Then you should have positive approach. Small sentences, crisp sentences, simple sentences, small words should be used. known quotes, known poems, personalities should be used. There should be proper articulation of what you want to say. In first two paragraphs, you are trying to say one thing, and due to lack of or your poor English, you are saying another thing in next two paragraphs. These two paragraphs, if they are not articulated, if they are not linked, you will not score good marks. Then it should have an independent identity. Remember, your introduction should have an independent identity which should reflect your independent thinking. Then we'll go for these two examples. First, it is globalism versus nationalism, and second, those who know why to live can live. Here it is, live, can live anyhow. We'll discuss these two examples, right? So I will give you example about introduction about globalism versus nationalism. Here I am giving you example what I wrote in the examination, right? And where I score very good marks. Let us say first I will talk about globalism versus nationalism, right? Now, globalism versus nationalism. Now, what I did in the introduction, as I was aware about these two terms, but I was not finding very good examples. So, what I did on first page, see what I did on first page. Here I wrote the definition of globalism, right? Here I wrote first I wrote the definition of nationalism, and then I made this a diagram. Again, many people have this particular confusion. Sir, can we use diagrams in the essay or not? Yes, definitely we can use diagrams, flow chart in the essay, but two things. Do not use red pen, do not use green pen in essay. These two colors of pens are not allowed. You can use blue pen, you can use black pen. And another thing, when you're writing essay, the entire essay should be written in the same color of ink you are using. If you're writing essay in black, we should continue use black, and blue can be used for making diagram. Or if you are using blue color, you should use blue color continuously till the end of essay. You can use black color for making diagram. This is important difference. Now, what I did here, I wrote definition of this particular, what is meaning of nationalism. Then I made these circles, and here I wrote schematic map of the world. What I wrote schematic map of the world. It is schematic, it is not to the scale. Then I gave this different color to these continent. I called this is South America, then it is Africa, it is Europe, it is Asia, Oceania, then North America, and I gave different color to this continent. And I said these different colors reflect that there is nationalism. Then on this second line, here I wrote definition of globalism, and again I made same map, again schematic map of the world, and here I colored all these circles with the same color. I used green color which reflects environment, and I showed this is globalism. So here it clearly indicates when we have independent narrow thinking of our country, of our region, it reflects nationalism. And when we think of this entire world as a single whole, it reflects globalism. So this is what about globalism and nationalism. But again, I said the question is not only about globalism versus nationalism. Here we have to think how this nationalism and globalism can be made complementary to each other, so that we can have a better world to live in the future for next 1000 years to come. Now here what I did, I explained them what is globalism, then I explained them what is nationalism, and then I said the question is not about globalism versus nationalism. The question is about globalism and nationalism to have a better life for living people for next 1000 years. Then what are globalism? What are factors causing globalism? What is nationalism? Factors of nationalism. Then how globalism and nationalism are against each other, how globalism and nationalism are with each other, and how to bring this globalism and nationalism with each other to solve various problems faced by the world like poverty, unemployment, inequality, terrorism, peace, sustainable development. And this was the essay where I scored very good marks, 105 out of 200 in my first UPSC mains in the year 2009. At that time, 90 plus marks was considered as very good marks. Remember, and in 2008, 9, 10, anyone who is scoring 90 plus marks was considered as a very good marks at that time. Now here, I used diagram and I made them that I understood the topic. Now second, those who know why to live can live anyhow. Those who know why to live means what are the causes of living, why you want to live. Here, You can start your essay with example of Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela, he spent his almost most of the life in jail, right? It means he lived anyhow. He lived in difficulties, he lived in pressure, he lived in tension, he lived anyhow. Why? Because he knew why to live. He wanted to live for people, he wanted to live for oppressed sections, he wanted to remove apartheid, he wanted to live for black people, he wanted to live for black women. So he was very clear about why to live. That's why he lived anyhow. So it was about Nelson Mandela. Or you can start with Mahatma Gandhi, right? Or also you can start with what? You can start with Malala Yousafzai. She was shot in head by Talibani terrorist, but still she lived. Why? Why she faced such threat? Because she knew why she wanted to live. She wanted to live for education of girls. She wanted to live for empowerment of girls. She wanted to live for upbringing all these girls from all these difficult times. So she dared to have fight with Taliban. That's why now, if I am going to start with Nelson Mandela or Mahatma Gandhi or Malala Yousafzai, I know they lived in a difficult condition, but why they lived in difficult condition? Because they knew why to live. This makes my understanding very, very clear. Clear? This is the way you are going to start introduction. I will be discussing almost all previous year's question paper. Now I just request every one of you go through how to write good introduction at least as many times as possible, so that you will have a hand on good introduction. One thing you have to keep in mind, you should have a very good hand on writing introduction, which is very, very essential to score very good marks. Clear? So thank you very much. Have a good day. This is all from my side for writing a very good introduction. Now it is your thing. You have to go on practicing for introduction as many times as possible. Take a topic, try to write introduction. You are expected to reduce the amount of time you require to think about a good introduction. So thank you very much from my side. Have a good day. Thank you.